Hello, this is Sean Jerry, and this is my portfolio preparation final, Hold.On.Pain.Ends. It is a documentary about a man living with 10 plus years of drug addiction, and while trying to make his own family, coming to terms with what has happened to him. Who are you?
Who am I? A couple different knives on me. Putting this around somebody's throat would do some very serious damage. Here's this bad boy. Fuck somebody up with this shit.
Been non-responsive since 3 o'clock. Anthony! Hey!
He's moving.
Anthony!
This is great. Look at that.
Anthony!
I didn't know I was screaming. I'm dying, I'm dying, I'm dying. I thought I was. I was right here. You know, like how a genie comes out of the bottle? I was hovering. I think I was dead at this point. I was watching the EMTs. Because I was really, my body was over here. And then all of a sudden, like, the drug addiction just came and took him out. I don't know. It was just horrifying to think, like, somebody who had put in so much effort and came so far was just taken just like that.
Alright, so who are you?
Who am I? Well, I'm Anthony DiGiovanni, if I want to keep it, Anthony Nicholas DiGiovanni to be, specific. But who am I when I really think about it? The person I want to be is genuine, loving, caring, provider for my family. I am that person a lot these days, more than I used to be. Because for a long time, who am I was the question I asked myself every day when I woke up.
You want to tell me what happened to you?
Out here, yeah, drinking, driving, smoking, driving, singing and driving, you already know what it is. I guess drug addiction happened, really. Divorce around 9, 10, my parents really took a toll a lot harder than I thought it did.
Lifestyle on the road, sheesh. Used to always want a roadie, now I want to do. Had to be on that corner until it was morning, so me and my niggas could eat. I be the one with the sauce.
I guess I blocked it out for a long time and just acted like everything was okay when it really wasn't. I had my moments. I think 5th grade is when a lot of things started to evolve, really. The pulling out of my hair, and I had long hair, pulled it all out till it was practically, like where my hair is now, in the back at least. And then the bullying started, not by me, I was the person being bullied. And that did a lot of damage. And then I guess coming back to where I was for middle school kind of got the ball rolling, and like I said, drug addiction just took my life over completely.
Describe like a typical day when you were using?
Well, first off, they varied. A typical day normally was I didn't have money, I didn't have shit really, so I was usually on the verge of getting sick. And when I say getting sick, I mean withdrawing from the drugs I was using, to plotting how to get money, whether it was scheming from your parents, grandparents, people you knew, or robbing people or stealing things to sell. All of that kind of fell into one day until I would finally get what I needed. How can I get my next high, really, was the typical day.
Like, what is your typical day now?
My typical day now I could cite very easily. Monday to Fridays, I wake up 5:15 in the morning, hop in the shower. I usually have my clothes already picked out from the night before for work, get dressed. I'll go out and start my car up. It's cold right now. And head off to work. I work at my 8-hour day. I'm from work. I pick up my daughter, come home, and me and her just hang out and watch Game of Thrones together. And then my fiance comes home and we spend the night just hanging out, watching our favorite show and hanging with our favorite girl.
So, did you almost die during this whole fiasco?
I think almost dying is an understatement. I mean, there was a couple times where I was, by technicality, dead. My heart had stopped. I wasn't breathing, and lips were turning. So I'm considering my heroin addict. So long story short, I was already high on dope. I was pretty sure I had Xanax too, because I like to have downers with my ecstasy. And I had been getting ecstasy from the same person for a long time. And so when I got them this time, I noticed they were different. And I thought at first something was weird with them, but I didn't care. So we took them, and we decided to take a little bit less because we didn't know what these were different. So next thing I know, my fiance has a seizure right here. She's on the floor, seizing up bad, and I'm terrified. I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like, is she gonna be okay? And then she snaps out of it. A couple minutes, snaps out of it, and she was just like gone. She had no idea who she was, where she was, what was up, what was down.
Hi. Now my turn.
And I was sitting on the bed so that my back was up against the wall, and I was just sitting there, and then I started to feel weird. And next thing I know, I was saying that I couldn't feel my head. I was like, I can't feel my head, I can't feel my head. My head was going numb, and I couldn't feel it. I couldn't breathe, and I was screaming. I'm dying, I'm dying. And at first I didn't know if I was actually yelling that or not, and then my parents confirmed. Same time of all this happening, upstairs, my sister's boyfriend was having a seizure too. And the next thing I remember was me waking up in the hospital. I woke up after that. I didn't want to be in the hospital anymore. I knew I had drugs at home that I needed, and I signed myself out against the hospital's advice. The hospital told me I should stay. I said no. I signed myself out, called my mom. I said, you need to come get me right now. I need to get the fuck out of here. She came and picked me up, and it turns out they ended up telling my mom that if 911 wasn't called, I would have died.
What do you think was the event that really broke you?
The death that hit me the hardest was Patrick. Patrick was my best friend. I had known Patrick since I was 7 years old at least. Patrick was always smart and I just never thought somebody like Patrick, who wouldn't hurt a fly, would be taken from me and his family. Before I know it, Patrick had a full-blown addiction, and I remember the day he came to my house and I knew something was wrong. I was living in my sober house in Howell, and I was sober. Patrick showed up, sniffing, and you know, any addict isn't. We know I'm not stupid, so he ended up telling me that within days into his addiction, he overdosed. Luckily, somebody found him. He was blue all over. They found him. He came over and he told me that he was scared. I just told him that if he kept it up, that I was going to let his parents know, and that he needed to stop the day that Patrick died. He texted me asking me for somebody's number. He had heroin to trade the person for. He wanted Molly. Later on, around afternoonish time, I guess, I saw that Patrick had tried to call me at like 3 o'clock in the morning, which was odd of Patrick. He never does things like that. Patrick was, once he was in for the night, he was in. So I kind of knew like something was up, and a couple days went by. I wasn't hearing from him, and his sister ended up messaging me and told me that Patrick was in the hospital. And I just asked, what for? I didn't jump to an overdose. And he happened when he was found by his mother. They kept him, I guess the hospital and keeping him in the coma was all just to prepare his family and friends for him to go. And so basically every day after work I would go to the hospital and I would sit with Pat. Sometimes just me and Pat, sometimes me and his grandma, or his mother, father, or sister. And I would just talk to him like he was there. And when I woke up that morning, I just knew that something felt different. Like half hour later, my phone rang and his sister called me. And as soon as I picked up the phone, I knew what it meant. She was crying.
Hey Anthony, it's Mama. The last 10 years have been very rough, very painful.
I just want to say that I am so proud of him.
I'm hoping the next 10 years will be a lot easier. I know there's going to be struggle, but you know that you always have my support.
He's come a long way. I hope he continues to be doing good things for himself and his family.
Your beautiful daughter and your beautiful fiance, we all love you. And you know that I will always be here for you. And I'm proud of you this day. And I hope to be proud of you for many, many, many more.
You've been doing better, okay? A few stumbles, but hey, don't we all have them? Girl to your right, you're gonna treat her like a fucking princess because she's the best thing that ever jumped into your life. Anthony, you have to strive to be, you always tell me this, and if you really want to do this, that's fine. You want to be like me? Yes, sir. Act like me. And I wish you the best, and you know I'm here for you. I love you. I support you.
Hi, I'm Danielle. I am Anthony's fiance. This is Bella, our daughter. She's 4 months old.
Hello, my name is Anthony and I'm an addict. That's how we go about it when we go to the meetings. So as you can see, I mean, two of the most positive things in my life are sitting to my right now. I mean, my beautiful daughter, Bella Rose, and my beautiful fiance, Danielle. And they couldn't have made a bigger impact on my life, especially Danielle when I first found her.
You know, even though your family knows the real you, I feel like it's just really great for them to see the real you coming out more and more instead of seeing just someone that's dead inside. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
You know, in your regular life, in your work life, in your father life. And I know that Bella is really proud of you and for you to be her father. And I know that she really appreciates how hard you work for both of us.
I stay clean throughout it all. I've been staying clean. I can't sit here and say that I would never relapse again in my life because, you know, you'd be lying to yourself.
So my setting takes place in Jackson, New Jersey, mainly in his house, at a park, or in his closet that used to be a bedroom. So the main significance of these places is that they all hold some kind of story to them. They all have a significant event. So what I wanted to do with my camera quality and lighting is that I wanted everything to be as natural and organic as possible. I wanted the audience to feel like they were actually there with him. So shaky camera, no tripods, no backup lighting, everything is 100. So one of the other takes I wanted to try to do was to use social media and videos taken from phones to get a more natural look, like without him being scripted or without a camera being pointed at him. This is just him being him whenever he's around friends or family, and it really adds to it to show what it's like for him when he's by himself. So for my B shots, every single time he's done finishing up a story, I wanted to give the audience 5 seconds of just serene, peaceful forest or sunlight or something to just give a calm feeling. Because right after that calm feeling, we're going right back into another story that will make the audience probably upset or feel just anything I could do to make the shots not feel overwhelming. So here's the example for my installation. My installation is pretty big, and what I wanted to do was have a massive projection of my movie playing, while to the right of it have my artist statement, as well as an array of family portraits, as well as some of the undesirable things to look at from his drug addiction era. Also, to the top of the artist statement is a photo of all of the family members having the same acronym, Hold.On.Pain.Ends, tattooed onto them as a symbol for hope. So what I learned from this whole experience is that this was a very sensitive subject for me and my family members, and for my subject because he is also part of my family. This was pretty emotional for all of us. He loved the opportunity to tell his story, even if it was just for a little bit. I also figured out how much I love video editing and would love to pursue it more. But this was a great experience for me, and hopefully I can use this video later in the future. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy my project.